Everybody, happy Friday. Doreen from Door Designs. On today's tutorial, I'm going to do a centerpiece. I was working on some orders, I'm cleaning my studio, and I came across one more of this container, which I thought I used them all in prior designs that I've sold. So I found one more, so I thought perfect day to kind of get back to Fun Day Friday. I used to do Fun Day Friday and just do quick little projects until actually I just kind of ran out of time and kind of got away from it. So now that I'm cutting back on some other things, I kind of want to get back to more designing. So I thought perfect day to do Fun Day Friday. So Dollar General, this is what it actually looks like. It's almost like a little canister container. I just take the lid off. I put my styrofoam or my foam, florals foam in the bottom, put it in there really tight. I did not glue this in, just in case whoever purchases it, if they want to change it out someday, but keep the container, they can just pull on the flowers or whatever, and it should pull out with the foam, but it's not going to go anywhere like it is. And I am going to hot glue in the florals into the foam. So this one's going to be a red, white, and blue design. Some of the others I did a lot of them with lemons, some of them with blueberries, and things like that. So I thought I used them all, but I found one more. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use some of this white cherry blossom, and then we're just going to use some different blues, some reds, and some different greeneries. I might use a little bit of this eucalyptus, and see how it's got the blue tips? So I might bend some and put some of that in. We're going to put some twigs, of course, in it. So I'm going to start out with my cherry blossom, and I'm going to take the piece right down the middle. So let's jump right in here. I'm going to have to use my stem cutter because my wire cutters won't fit around the stem. Okay, first off, I kind of measure how tall I want my tallest flower to be. And that's about double the size of my container, so that's a pretty good place for me to start. Now, when I put in some of my twigs, of course, they're going to be a little bit higher, but the main part of my design is going to be about this height. So I'm going to pull this, cut this little leaf off, and maybe go just a little bit shorter by the time I get it in there. And I typically start right down the middle. You don't have to, but it's kind of where I do. So there is our first piece. I'm probably going to use a few more pieces of this and kind of layer it going down, but I'm going to put it to the side for right now. Okay, I'm going to fill in some of my base going around. So I'm just going to cut up some different greenery that I have. You can use any kind of greenery you want. And we're just going to start filling it in. This one's a little tall, so I'm going to cut this piece in half. And I'm kind of bending some of them down so they'll soften the edge of the container all the way around. I knew I had one more piece. I'm going to design this so it's kind of filled in all the way around, since I'm not sure whoever purchases where they're going to put it. So we're just going to keep adding different greenery. The greenery that I'm using in this one is a lighter green on most of the greenery, with some white tips or cream in the ends of it. I'm dipping the ends of the stem in my electric skillet that I have over here. It's got Gorilla Glue. I keep my temperature about 325 or so. I thought I had one more stem of this. Hang on real quick. I want to get one more piece of this so I have the 3. Oh, I found it. It's right here. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the second piece in it. Now I'm going to start adding a little bit of color to the design. I think it'd be really pretty just to keep it all in white, in the greens if you like, but I'm going to put some reds and blues in it. More kind of a patriotic that you can keep up all summer long. So I'm going to start out with some of this and I'm going to break it apart. I guess I'm not really breaking it apart, I'm tearing it apart. There's a few pieces of this that I really am not going to use, so I'm going to take those out. I'm mainly using the pieces that have the blue on it. And it's actually kind of a blue-purple when you look at some of the colors. So we're just kind of adding the blue all the way around. I got this from a wholesaler. It's the 60919 is the number on it, and you can buy it from almost anybody who sells florals and supplies. You can just go into Etsy or go into your Google and Google 60919, and it's going to pop up all different places that sell it, and it comes in numerous colors. And it's just a good filler to have when you're designing. Okay, we've got some blue going all the way around, but I've got a hole right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a piece right there. Okay, I'm going to move that off to the side. We might use a little bit more of that. I'm going to add just a couple of pieces of this greenery. I love the white tips on it. And I've only got a couple of pieces. Okay, let's see how it's looking. Okay, I have several of the purpley blue, kind of the whimsy over on this side, but I don't have any here, so I'm going to add a couple of pieces over on that side. Be my right side, your left side. Just a couple. one more. I know several are going to ask about my turntable. My husband made that for me. It's just a wooden round base that we got at, I think, Lowe's. And then he just added the turning piece to it on the bottom. I was going to paint it and make it fancy, but that hasn't happened yet. Get some of these glue strings off. Okay, I'm going to add now some more really lightweight florals that I used the other day that's got the red, white, and blue on it. So we're going to add some pieces in there. I can tell you right now, I don't like this piece. Just a couple of more pieces. I want to get some more red and white in there because I have plenty of blue. This one's got a lot of red. Okay, now we've got some red, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've got some red in there. And now I'm going to add another one or two of the cherry blossoms, but I'm going to kind of put them down a little bit farther in the design. I'm cutting off some of these leaves. So I've kind of brought the cherry blossoms down the side here, and I think I'm going to put one in the back. I'm going to take a little bit lower. So I added one in the back, And I think I'm going to put, I've got a little hole. See how where you can see that dark spot right there? We're going to fill that in a little bit. And then we'll be just about done. I'm not going to put any ribbon in this. You could put a simple little bow in it if you wanted to. The other thing you could do is if you really wanted to add something big, you could take one of your big blue flowers and add it in. But I'm not going to. And I don't think I'm going to use my eucalyptus. I don't think I need it. But we'll cut one off anyway and just see what it looks like. I'm going to cut it down a little shorter. I don't know, it's kind of pretty in there. I think I will add just a couple pieces of it. I'm cutting off the bottom or pulling off the bottom couple leaves so I've got some space for it to be glued into the foam. I'm just arranging the flowers here in front, and I'll turn around here in just a second. I'm going to add just a little bit more red. I'm going to add 3 pieces of the red. I like how it just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Okay, let me see what I've got here. So we've got a lot of movement. It's nice and big, but I am going to add in 1 or 2 of my twigs. Because you know I love to add some whimsy twigs. And I'm about out of my favorite twig bush, so I'm going to have to track another one down here. Okay, let me turn this around. Let's get all our glue strings off. And look how pretty it looks. I don't know if you can see the twigs. Actually, I'm going to cut that big long one off. I'm going to do one more shorter one in front, then we'll be done. I'm just going to kind of twirl the end of it around my finger. Okay. And there we go. A pretty red, white, and blue that you can keep up and use all summer long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little Fun Day Friday little arrangement. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.